Before we fit a model, we may just need to clean and group the data a little bit, particularly missing values or cases where the respondent refused to answer the survey question. If your data is already clean, you won't have to do this at all, but especially with survey data where values can be missing because someone refused to answer a question, it can be an issue. You can do this in Excel prior to importing it to Preddle, but I've assumed here that you've just imported the data without cleaning it. This process requires knowledge of what the variables actually mean, so it's not something that can be automated. Now, first of all, for categorical variables, which are those denoted by the bracket cat after their name, any levels with a record count of 0 or close to 0, such as this, need to be grouped. In highest grade attended, the refused field just needs to be grouped with another level because there isn't enough experience in that level to draw any conclusions about it. Not grouping this level with another will cause problems down the line. If you try to model on a value with no records, you could get an error message when you try to fit the model. Sometimes it's obvious what level to group refused or missing with. If not, you can usually group it with the level that has the most records, which in this case would be 1 through 3 years of college. But it's up to you. To group levels together, we create a new variable derived from this one by selecting it and then clicking the Create var button. We can give the new variable a name. In this case, I'll give it the exact same name as the original variable, since we'll never use the original one up here. So we'll just call it highest grade attended. And then give the low record count level the same name as the level you are grouping it with. So I'll just copy 1 through 3 years of college down to here and paste it in like so. And then click Create Variable. So there's now a new variable here that's been created, which looks very similar to this one up here, but it's got the name that we gave it, highest grade attended, without the cat in brackets there, and the refused level has disappeared because any records that were refused have now been effectively, for the purpose of this variable, this new variable, have been recoded as if they were 1 through 3 years of college. Now we'll do the same thing with, say, how many times moved. Now here we have 3 levels with practically no records in them. Again, I don't know the survey data well enough to put them in anything other than the level with the most records, so I'll do that. Same process as before, but we're just taking anything that's don't know missing, patron logic missing or refused, and just dumping them all into 0 moves. Do the same with not gambled past year. So here it's a bit more obvious what to do with this level here with a low sample count. Here we've got has not gambled in the past year, or that they answered they have not gambled in the past year. We've got a missing category, and we've effectively got another category that means the same thing as missing. So we'll just group these two together and just call it missing, like so. Now, between this video and the next one, I'll just go through and do the same thing with the rest of the variables before starting the next video.